Welcome to today's lesson, everyone. So what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to let you see something. I'm trying to plan our mock project to prepare for our major project in this section, okay? And so I'm just still preparing the question. I've not finished it, but you could see it here now. So in part A, I said we're going to practice together, okay? Manually and using script to do this using adventure works. So we are going to manually do full backup, using the SQL Management Studio. We'll use the administration tool to do the backup, and we'll use script to do the same thing. We use the administration tool to do the restoring database, and then we're going to use the script also. So I'm going to show you everything. I will do it myself. Now you are going to watch the video again, practice it yourself, and then it will guide you for your project, okay? All right. You're going to do this one, you're going to administrate it, and then you are going to what? Use script again. So this is not your project. This is what you're going to do with me. So that means that it's copy and paste as well, because but I'm still now going to give you a project, and you now do the same thing. You can go back and watch the video. But people must give me screenshots of what they have done, and you're going to prove it to me that you have done it. So, and I'm going to do that. But this one that I'm trying to do is going to be a long section, because what is going to happen is that people might go, you might be tired. I don't mind. People can be tired, but we are going to finish that day. We're going to do detaching database, and then we're going to do also restoring database. So what is going to happen? The second one is here, manually and use script to create database, create table. So the same thing as well. We're going to use create table. We're going to use it in the same thing, the administrative tools in SQL Studio. We're going to do it manually with the SQL Studio tools, and we're going to use scripts to do it the same thing. So we're going to create one sample of creating table, insert, creating database, and everything, delete and drop. We're going to do the same thing, making sure we make use of primary key, delete as list column. So I'm going to give you a good and detailed example, okay? That's part A for you. Then part B is going to be, I'm going to give different sections of questions, how to demonstrate to use SQL Server and SQL Server agent and connection timeout problem and different problem within SQL Management Studio, the problem you will face. So I might give 4 or 5 instances of it, and I will give the solution to it as well. And I'm going to also ask questions about different troubleshooting skills in SQL administration and scripting as well. There are some things you have to learn how to do in SQL Studio where you want to know maybe certain things is making your SQL to be slow. You want to make sure everything's fast. There are some things the command you can write to kill things, to be able to stop some application from working or from refreshing or rebooting and so on and so forth. So I'm going to write that. But it's going to be the same thing, similar thing I'm going to ask you in your project, okay? Then another one, I'm going to ask questions on views and stored procedure. I'm going to give you good examples of views. I'm going to give more of doing views, and I'm going to tell you how you can start from creating views from database, and then from now querying the views and doing different things with views, why we need to use views and so on and so forth. Then we're going to do something on stored procedures as well. All right. So don't worry, I'm going to give something very good on stored procedures, and then I'm going to give solution to it as well in the same video. And then we're going to do triggers as well. And then I will show you example of triggers, and we're going to do the same example, and I'm going to give the same thing for you in project. You're going to do it, right? We're going to do something on cast, which I was mentioning, and exist as well. We might do two examples there, all right? And you copy the same thing. And then I'm going to show you subquery. So subquery might be complex. That one is now getting more harder and harder. And I'm going to ask questions on dates. That one as well is going to be very hard. So I'm going to twist it, and we're going to do it together. And I'm going to ask questions on counts and aggregate twisting as well. It's still the same thing. So this place now I started going intense and intense on scripting, which I'm going to do myself. But I've not said the questions, but I'm planning it, right? And then we're going to do manipulation of tests because we have been doing scripting. There are some things you have to manipulate tests. For example, you might have 3 columns. You want to join them together and concatenate them. So there's a way to do that in SQL. You want to put comma. You want to put I want to say the month should start with certain letters and so on and so forth. So this one you're going to learn as well. And then we're going to do changing SQL mode and Windows mode. How to work, I demonstrated this. I'm going to give different scenario on how to set this of different server role. Remember, when you have to be public and when you have to be DB owner, system admin, and so on and so forth. We're going to do that together. And also, we're going to demonstrate snapshot and merge replication. We're going to also do automation of maintenance tools of backup. We're going to demonstrate how to work through SQL properties. Now I'll show you the SQL properties here again. This is SQL properties here. So properties here. Okay. So if you see SQL properties here, so these are the things you are going to work on. I'm going to ask questions on there, and I'm going to do the same exact solution for you guys. So that it's all the things we have been through, but it's now in mock preparation for your project. So when I finish everything, you'll be able to do the project quickly as well. Because you'll be doing the same thing, and then you get used to it and say, this is how it works. Okay. So these are things you will work on. I'll give you scenario, how to do it, and what's the problem. I'll write the scenario where in working condition when it happens and so on. Then part C. This one is about a website. It's called Khan Academy. So you will be watching the video with me immediately on the screen, and there will be a challenge there. We'll read the challenge and then we'll solve the solution. It's up to 15 of it. That is part C. So that one is even more of a complex query. And we can spend 3 hours in that one probably. So get ready for a long day on that day. But I'm not sure when we're going to visit and so on and so forth. But it's very important. But it's going to be one full video for you to be able to solve your project. Okay. All right. And then we'll go through each challenge. All right. Then part D, we're going to use, we did basic command skills then, basic command windows. I'm going to give different questions on basic command windows as well, so that we get used to it. We can become familiarized with Windows, how to use Windows and so on and so forth. So we'll do that as well, and using command prompts and so on and so forth. And then part E, I repeat it, we're going to do research on date and subquery exercise and increase. So I'm the one that split it. Don't worry about this part. It's about date again and subqueries exercise. More of it. We'll do it. And then part F, we're going to talk about SQL interview questions and answers. Right. So that is part of it. And after this, sure, you are going to be so confident about SQL skills there. Then we will now move to SSRS, which is reporting side of things. Okay. So, and I'm going to send video for you guys for SSRS, which you will like, and you easily skate through it, because SSRS is more of practice and you get it. I have a video that I will send to you guys, and I will now do project on that as well. You do a mock-up project with me again, the same formula as well, and so on and so forth. So I'm not sure if you have downloaded the Tableau video I sent that day, the link. Did you download it?
The Tableau?
Yes, the one I sent, the link. Okay.
Yes.
All right, good. So it's a good video. It's both advanced and the intermediate one, which you will like as well. And then before we start our lesson on Tableau as well, you see. In fact, you will like it. I'm not sure if you have started watching it, but
no, not yet.
Okay, all right, no problem, sir. So because you are the only person today now, no one has joined. I've seen some emails today saying they won't make it because people no answer. So what are those things you are struggling with, so that we can deal with it now as much as possible in SQL? Probably, or you want to ask questions, or the one we have done before in terms of, so we can do it, it's recorded, people can look at it as well, and so on and so forth. Any question, anything?
It just, those dates, those date formats, there are so many kinds of them.
Yeah, as I said last week.
Those
So if,
dates.
yeah, the date format, as I said, the main thing is that you must learn how to use. So for example, I say select get date. Look at what I did now. When I say select that get date now, it's going to give me a result, isn't it? This is the result, isn't it? Now, I can decide to say select format. Look at what I'm doing. So format, most people use format. We talk about cast as well. Format, look at what I'm doing now. Format, and I say, okay, do y, dd, mm, and I put exclamation mark there. That means it's going to break it to what? Year, date, and month, isn't it? You see? Now, this is the day, 14th. We are in 14th of what? Of
March.
this month. Yeah, but it's putting 5 here. Why is
That's 55.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Hold on. Oh, you know what? I think it's to be capital MM. I think so. That is case sensitive. MM. You didn't say,
Yes.
yeah, it's fine now. So it's capital MM. Sorry. You have to be careful. It has to be MM. All right. So don't be too, what the analogy there is when you're trying to work with date, it's all about. So I can change it to say MM here. See what I'm doing? DD, and say there are different versions. You can look at the kind of I can say month should start first. So it's going to change to month, date, and year. Format is the key one. Okay, don't worry about cast convert. But if you want to even use that convert we used last time, you just go to the tables we went to last week. W3 schools. Go to the one of US formats. If you want US format, you understand. But you can easily say you want this US format here now and say format this. That will make your life easy because they make this one available. And now, if I now say I want to find the date difference between, I can say format, I can say date. Look at what I'm doing. Date diff. Now, date diff. Is it diff? Yes, they have given me date diff here. I'm correct there. Comma. See what I'm doing now? And I put bracket here. Date. I want to find date different. I put comma. You see what I'm doing now? I said date different. I want to find date different between this one, this today's date, the date difference. Yeah. Before I did it, I have to say month first. I want to find the month difference between this one and 1944. Okay, I want to find the. I'm just giving an example. Sorry. So I'll put comma here. At this, I want you to find the difference between the months, between the next date. So this is the first date I'm trying to do. I want to find the months between the year. I'm finding month because you can only calculate months between. I don't want to put time there. So that's why I put get date. I intentionally do this thing. And I put comma here and I write the next one. I will now say, I can write the date I want because I'm not using any column. Suppose it's a column. You will say select. I can say select. Look at what I will do. I'll say select. You can say select this. I can say comma. I can now select this and say the difference between this and this. I will now say, let me go to one of these tables. Which one am I querying? I'm querying HR. Let me see one of the HR has dates. Which one has dates? Okay, I can say taking dates. Probably. What is the taking date there? Let me see if we can use this one. Let me see. Okay, taking date. I want to see what is there, the content there. Sorry. I'll just say so I will show you one. But I want to put just 1944 there. I think I'll use this one, taking date. I put 2017 there. So I'll use this taking date. I'll see if it's going to calculate the difference, okay? So what I'm going to do is here. I'm going to say, now remember, that one starts with year. You see that one is 2017. This one is MMDDYY. But I can still leave it like that. It will still calculate it automatically. Or I can still say the difference between format and it's always good to make everything uniform. So I can say format also and select that date, taking dates, isn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah, taking dates. All right. I will not say comma. I will say, because this one is I will say GD YYYY. Okay. Put this one, quote it. Okay. Now do this. Now remember, this one is from a particular table. I will say from trainings. I have to put from trainings there. Why?
It's from
Because,
a particular table.
yeah, and I have to close this bracket. You know why I need to close this bracket? Because this date difference has to close first. You get what I'm trying to do now? It has to close. So now, let me see if I've closed everything completely. This one format. This one is date difference between this one and this one. So we should be fine now. Comma of this one, comma, this one is fine. So let's run it. It should be fine. No, it's incorrect. I think I made a mistake. The month is here. Then the second one is here. Oh, sorry. I'm supposed not to put something here. Sorry. It should be format. You see? So it's okay now. Yeah. You see? Minus 24 months. So if I say I want, which is true, 2017, if you look at the gap in here from April, is it the date there? Is it April? Let's look at the date there. Is what? April, which is true, the month. So if we calculate the year, I can say how many year difference. What do you think is going to say? If I say year, what is going to say? Year 2017 from 2019 is going to be 2. It's going to say minus 2. Now, remember, it says minus 2. It's because it depends on this one. You suppose I interchange it. I put this one here. It's going to be plus 2. So it depends on how you are calculating. You get what I'm trying to say. But it's still the same thing, minus 2. You know how to calculate your stuff. You know that, oh, it's minus 2. The reason is because you are saying subtract the bigger one from the smaller one, which is 2017. Okay. So that's how it's natural. It's easy as well. Where you are going to find it confusing is all this one tricky one, like date different. But if you start practicing using format, suppose I don't use format here. I just use taking dates. I don't use formats. Okay. It might still calculate it. I'll just close it here. Remember. So that means I say format this, format this. Let me see if everything's fine. Taking date. Let me see if it's going to do that. It's still minus 2. It still works. But for me to be professional, I want everything to be, because sometimes if you're writing complex query, I want everything to be in the same level. Oh, I format it to be in the same format. But it's still going to work because the SQL server recognized that it is what? It's actually date. Do you get? So it's not only date difference, we have date add. I can say I want to add. Sometimes you are doing some, because I was doing a project then, kind of a reporting tool in SSRS, and then what happened is that you have to use date add to calculate the lookup of certain things in SSRS. So I have to use date add to make sure everything is the same. So I say, oh, I can use date add. So there's a form, date add, means that you add something to date. So I can say date add, I'm adding a year to this. So if I say date add year, look at what I'm doing. Date add year means I want to add, I will not say format this one plus 1. I can say plus 1 here now. What's going to happen? Today's day is what? So it means it will add 1 to this year. It's going to be what? Date add plus 1. It's going to be, I'll close it. It's going to be what? Year. Format the date add here. And then what's going to happen? What am I doing here? I can do something wrong. Date add. Function requires 3 requirements. Yes, first one. Okay. Sorry, I should put comma. I shouldn't say plus 1. And I put 1. It means I'm going to add this 1 there. You see? No, sorry. The 1 will be second one because I can't remember the format. That's why sometimes you refer. I think it's this one. It's going to be here 1. Probably. That's the answer. I'm just trying to guess. So it has added 2020. Did you see it now? Now, see what happened there. Did you see what happened? Now, I only formatted this part. Okay, and I say add it, but it still go back to the format of 00000. If I want it to, I don't want this 0000 to come. your instinct will tell you, I should say format here again, that it gives this, and my result is giving me 0.00 in minute. I don't want this minute again. I'll just say format here. Did you see? Put comma here again and say what? I can say I want it this way. I can say I want it DD. Yeah. Sorry, I shouldn't be. Maybe I want American format. I can say DD. Y. See, I'll quote it. This is another format. I'm not sure if this format exists. It might throw an error. I will have to change it because I've never seen DDYYYMM before. I'm just trying. So it gives it. Did you see it now? It now shorten everything. So it's more of being calculative, and the more you practice, you understand, the more you get used to it as well. So that's it about dates. Do you see it now?
Yeah.
So you should not be afraid of date, and you get, as long as, if you have tried all other means, sometimes there are some things that are stubborn, but for SQL, they are not stubborn to use format. So you should be fine with SQL using format. People use format a lot rather than using convert 101. It's good, especially when we are still going to work on convert in one of our mock projects, which I'm going to show you example where you need to use it. The one we call UTC format as well. Like sometimes you are trying to get time difference between UK and Australia. How are you going to calculate the difference? Sometimes you might have to write a script to say, okay, the difference between here and Australia is +7, and then I'm going to add +7 to my script as well. But mainly you'll be using date difference, format, sometimes you use convert if you want to, but these three are the key ones, to be sincere with you. At least first comfortable with this. You see what I'm doing now? I'm being comfortable using formatting it. Then if you want to calculate time difference as well, you can do that. You want to calculate in time. We only do month, year. How am I going to do time? What is time? Just say hour. I can change this one to hour and minutes. What is the hour now? 21:06, isn't it? So I want to add 1 hour here now. I say date add. I put HH. Okay, 1, format. I will now format it again to what? Hour. Right? Then calculate it. Look, 22:07. I've added 1 hour there. 21 now, +1. Do you see what's happening now? So, for example, you just go to what we call an F5 and say, what are those things in format? They will tell you that format can use hour, can use year, can use, do you understand, month, can use HH, can use MM, and so on and so forth. Do you get what's happening now? So that's the essence of it. I hope you understand now, but we're going to do more of it. I'm going to make time and do a lot of things on that as well.
Okay.
So the one I want to talk about today is views. But what is views? Okay, I'll show you what is view now. Okay. Look, this is country stable, isn't it? If I said select all from countries, see what will happen. It will bring everything in there, isn't it? Now, what I can do now, I can say, thank you. I want to add this because it's going to be part of your project. It's what I'm doing at the moment. So let me add it to the document. So creating views and creating, hold on, but it's going to be part of your project. So I'm adding it now. Creating views.
It's somewhere there.
Yeah, I've seen it. Thank you so much.
Views and SPs.
And creating views and filtering it by dates. By dates. Facts. That's a good question to do for you, which is good. It's going to help you a lot. So now look at what I'm doing now. Create. I'll say create or replace view as. Now, remember, I told you then that for SQL, in Oracle, you can say create or replace view as, but in SQL, it doesn't. So you have to only use create. Suppose it's, you remember in our lecture when we're doing it there, I said create. So I'll just say create view. I'll just say create view. I can call it any name. Okay. I can say view countries. as. So if I do this, it's going to work. It's a command executed successfully. That means that now, you see, the copy, you have created a query now, but what you are trying to do is that anytime I want to do something, I'm not going to be querying these tables again. I'm going to be querying this view. Okay, so I've created something called view countries. So if I go to under views here, I will see what DBOV countries. Did you see? So anytime I want to query now, I'll not say create view something. I'll just go here and say, let me copy this to let you see. Copy. I'll say select view countries. And it's going to bring the same thing. Do you see it? So sometimes you may have a large database, but suppose I only say select. Now, look at what I'm doing. Suppose I only say select country underscore ID. Yeah. And then what? Country name.
Country name.
Yeah. From countries. I said it now. But I said create view. So now in this case, it's going to see what I'm saying. Create view. It didn't say replace now. But in Oracle, it does that. Sorry, I don't know why this. So it won't work anyway, but I'm just going to try it again. I think we read it as well anyway. So what you are going to do is that you are going to say replace or something like that. Something like that. I don't know. Replace view. Replace view. But I think there's something you have to do it again. Let's read it back. Sorry, I think you have to delete it and create an update. Sorry, it's going to be updates. I remember now. Update view. So maybe I should be saying create or update view. Let me see if it's going to work. Create or update view. Still doesn't work. So let's just use. No, it's going to be updates. That's what they want. Don't mind them.
Update view before the name view.
Right. So it should work now. Update view and view countries. So let me look at it. Okay. So let's look at it now, please. I'll just use this. I know for so I'll just go here, don't worry, SQL. So quickly do that. It's not a big deal. Where's views? Sorry, I'm looking for views. If you see views, let me know. Okay, here it goes. Create view, create view, create view, create or replace view. Well, it's there now. So why is it not? A view can be updated with create or replace view. Yeah, why is it not working? It's working in SQL. Let me try it again.
Perhaps there's something we wrote wrong.
Maybe they've. Wow. Probably should be in capital letter. That's what they are trying to say. Create or. So it's not working again. Don't mind them. Probably they have scrapped it in the other version. That's what they are trying to say to you and to us. So
where's that script again? We may have written something wrong.
No, we didn't read any. Hey, in that one. No, control. Okay, let's execute this alone and see. Yes, okay. So it's this one that is important now. Okay. So create or replace. So now they now say you can write it in SQL. So that's what I wanted to look at. But I know why. They've only asked the create view. Hold on, I will know now. You can create or replace view name as. So because they give the example here, because it's a good thing to have create or replace so that you don't rewrite again and say I want to delete first before I so normally for me, if I'm faced with that, I know what to do. But for you guys, it's more of, it's not a major problem. If it's not, I think we Googled it that day and they said they have It's not working again, probably like that. You see, it's the same thing we wrote, create or replace view name as. So it doesn't change.
Is that
So it's still the same thing, create or replace view. Okay, so what we're going to do is, so it's still the same thing. So what we can do, you can first say drop view, you write the name of the view, and then you now say create. So it's still the same thing anyway. You get. So you can first say drop views rather than drop view countries, because you don't know why it's doing that. And then say create. You understand? You now say create. I think it's the SQL version that is doing that. So that's the problem. Drop view countries, create view countries as blah 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 blah. Create view must be the first.
drop first?
No, don't worry.
Okay.
I think, what does it say? Yeah, it's okay now. Okay, let's first do this. We first execute this. It doesn't want to execute them together, but it doesn't matter. I don't know why it doesn't do that.
Okay.
So we've dropped it now, and then we'll now query this now. Now it's done. Now you see we have done two now. So if I now said select view countries, so if I type now down, I don't want to delete this one because we're doing example. Select from, or I say select only country ID from, even though it's two. Okay, let's first do select
everything.
First for now from view countries. Yeah, and we do this. Now it brings out everything. I can do the same thing. I will treat this as a database. I can say only, okay, select only country ID. Okay.
From the view.
Now the interesting part about view is that I can join views as well. I can say join and join views. But later I will do that in project. You understand what I'm trying to say? So that means that you can create many views and start joining them as well. And that's the beauty of views as well, and so on and so forth. So that's view for you. Okay. And then another thing we're going to look at is we've looked at views for now. Again, I just explained it. I want us to quickly treat about test manipulation, because when I'm talking about it in our mock project later on, you're going to be seeing a lot of it as well, because I'm going to be doing mock, and I want you to at least understand, so that when I finish the mock, you can copy the same thing. Because the last one we're going to do is interview questions. So interview question might be technical a little bit, but you will know we have done project that they can ask you in interview and so forth. And then we'll move on, so on, by God's grace. So that's it. So I'm going to move on now. I'm going to go to the same website we were last week. There are a lot of manipulations there. So I want to do it. Backup. In fact, we should learn backup here today. Probably want to backup because it's going to be part of what you'll be doing in your project. How to write script to do backup. So I will have to show it to you here. Now, they use this one to do. So we want to back up. So it's easy. It's a 2-line code. Okay. So if I think I've taught this, but I'll repeat it again. I know I've taught it, but the one I'll ask in project might be tricky. So let me just show you this basic first. So I'll go here. Already I have what? I have database here. I will right click here. Isn't it? I can say back it up. But this case, I want to back up. I'll just do this. Now, I'll say select backup database. And I'll now, what is the backup? Let's do HR. Because HR is the backup database here, isn't it? I'll now say to disk. I can write the what? The path file to it. So what is the path file? Let me say to see data. Then I'll now say slash. I want to call it the name I want. I can call it HR_Sunday.back. Now, remember, I didn't say anything. I didn't say full backup. I didn't see anything. Now, if you look at these examples here, right? If you look at these examples here, they put with differential. I didn't say anything. I didn't say, because the default settings is what? Is full path. It's full backup, okay? So you don't need to say anything, okay? Just do it this way. And then select backup database. Oh, what am I doing here? Then execute. Select. What am I doing wrong?
Do we need select? The word select.
Yeah, we need it now.
Okay.
It's the word. It's very important now because you want to do something. So I'm doing something wrong here. So we have to look at the examples here. Normally I don't use this anyway, but for basic stuff,
Yes.
yeah, they don't use select.
They just back up.
Okay, we won't use select. Back up. So it should work fine now. Yeah. So we have back it up, but it might not. It should come. He said, look, process 3. So it has back it up. So I can go back to my what? To my page here and go to see data. Where is it? This is the backup now. You see, it's a small file, but at least it backs it up. So if I want to, sometimes some people they only have SQL Express because they are work. They want to limit their budget. You are using, the last time we were using maintenance tool, we can have 7 days. Some people are using Express Edition. And when you have Express Edition, the last time I showed you about maintenance tools where we are backing up for the last 3 days. Manage backup. You remember, I'm not sure if every one of you have practiced it, but I'm going to do the same thing in project, but you have to learn how to do it. But hosts, your company doesn't have these tools. They don't have it. They only have free edition of Express Edition. Probably the people that are using the developer edition, because company can never use free edition of developer. They have to pay for it. The reason why you are using developer edition is because it's not for production purpose, in which you are not doing it for profit or so. It's just for practice. So now in this case, I want to be backing up every 7 days. And this is one of the things I encountered as well. Okay, not everything has SQL, Enterprise Edition. So some of them is Express, but we want to back up 7 days. You can do something tricky here. You can start writing, and that's one is going to be one of our projects. You can start writing it by dates. So you can say underscore. You can say underscore. How will I do it? I think it's underscore. Normally you won't do it here. So the backup, I normally do it through what we call bash script. So I want to include it in our project. Is it plus something like that? But if it doesn't work, it's going to be part of our project. But what happens, you are going to have a batch of it for 7 days. And in that batch of it for 7 days, what you are trying to do is that, sorry, I'm trying to type something. So you want to do it, I can say plus. I want to see what to do. Let's leave it for now. But you now add a date of today. So that anytime backing it up, you understand, it's going to be adding today's date. So the next time it backs it up, it's going to add the next tomorrow's date. You understand? And then after it has reached 7 days, remember, it's going to be backing it up and backing it up. But because you are going to be writing bash script, you can tell bash script to say, always limit the BAK file for the last 7 days. Okay. Now, in this case, you don't need the maintenance tools. You see the skills where bash script is important when I was teaching bash script as well. And it's a small code as well. You see? So it's very important to know all these things as well. So on a BA side of things, you might not do it, but at least you can suggest it as well. You can have a say or anything. I don't know what you become in future, but at least they will know that this guy is an expert in database as well. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So that's it for now. So if I say with differential, as they said here, it's going to be different. Differential is kind of a partial backup. So if I do this now.
Wrong spelling, differential.
Never mind. So it's done. So let's look at the size. You will see the size there. Where's the size? Oh my God. I'm supposed to save it in different name. I'm supposed to. But let's leave it that way, okay? So we'll leave it that way for now. But it's a different thing entirely anyway. So I'll leave it that way. So that's it. So it's always good to use full backup. Trust me, in that one. Okay. So that's for that. Other things we want to go through is what I said, the test manipulation. So I'm going to go for there for us, and then we do that today. Perfect for us. And let me move. So I'm going to use this. Can you see the screen? Someone was calling me today. Oh, Michael, I couldn't see the screen. I said, okay, try to change the quality of the SQL, whatsoever, what they call it, the quality of the SQL, not the quality of the screen, so that you can see it clearly. So, and everything is clear, which is good. So now we're going to do this. Now, am I here now? Control V. You see some long examples here. Then manipulation and so on and so forth. So, oh my God. No, there was some example we were seeing last week. Okay, this is where it is. It's not showing. That's why. Here it is. It's here. Thank God. Thank God. So where's the examples? When I compress it, it's not showing. Wow. Oh my goodness. Until I expand it. Okay, let's do it this way then. Is that okay? Now, these are the advanced one. I'm going to that advanced one. So, Dami, were you listening to? Oh, it's gone. Now let's do concat. What is concatenation? Concatenation means that you are joining tests together. Okay. So now let's start with concat. Okay. I want to concatenate W3 skills and come together, so I can concat them. So you now practice it with the table you have. So I can say select. I can now go to and say, look at what I'm doing. I can say select what? Concat. Concat what? What is the name here in the tables? DBO trainings.
Which columns?
Yeah, we can do.
Which
No,
columns
let's
do
do
we want to
HR. Let's do
concatenate?
countries. Let's do employees.
Then which columns do we want to concatenate?
That's what I'm saying. First name and last name.
And last
I'm
name.
looking for them. Yeah. First name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then what?
Last name.
Last name.
As.
Okay. Then let's use from. I don't want to use as. Why? Don't worry about as now. Okay, let's use as then if you want it. As what? As full
whatever
name.
new name we want to give it.
As full name, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah. And then from what? From employees, yeah?
From the table.
Okay. So let's try it. So now it has joined them together. Now, see what happened there. What did you see that's happened there? There was no space.
No
so
space.
What can I do now to make it space?
Put space, one space inside quotes.
Okay. So I will now do what? This one.
Quote,
this
space,
one.
quote, comma, yes.
Perfect. So that's good. See, that's a way of doing it. Is that okay? If I want to be mean, is it not possible to do it this way? I'm just giving, maybe it's possible. Yeah, I've not done. I normally do that one that you said.
Okay.
Or is it possible this way? It's not. So that's how it is.
Space is a character as well.
Yeah, you are right. Space is a character. Yes, you are right. But in other programming, this thing, you don't need that. If you put space, it's going to help you to put space. But it's okay, that one. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Now concat is done. So it's, if I say now, you should concat something for me, at least you know that that's the skills you will employ. I'm not going to ask the project that way. I'm going to ask it more complex like that. No, so we'll do it together, but I'm not going to ask you to concat things like this. I'll first say you should write something like, you know, where this, and then you are not going to concat. So it's not going to be so easy like that, but we'll do it together. Okay, that's fine. So more of, you know, you are solving problems rather than, so. All right, let's continue, my friend. We're here now. I'm happy you are getting it, and then it's going to help people that watch it anyway. So thank you so much. Then concat with, I'm not sure, I don't use this before, but So the same is same thing. You are using plus to concat. It's still the same thing. You rather than putting comma, you put plus there. Okay. So that's the essence of that one. Okay. So you use plus to concat, but there's a way to do that. Okay. So you just put plus, put, what do I call it? Quotes around it. We don't need to practice that, so I won't dwell much on that. Data length. You can find data length of something. If you say data length of this, it's going to give you what? Numbers. Okay. And now, when you are working with data length, now, for example, if I do this now, if I run this, the data length is 7. But really, it's not how it's going to work in projects. So if I won't give project on data length, but I'm just giving an example. If you're going to be doing this, it's not that you are going to be querying and say, what is data length? There must be a reason why you want to use data length. It might be that you want to say, if this data is more than this, you can say if data length is less than 7, do not allow input of text. Do you get it? If it's more than 20, you understand? Do not allow input of text. So you are now trying to use if. So we have not gone to if. I think that's when we're going to start using exist and so on and so forth. So you cannot just say you want to use data length and say, oh, they will not ask you, please query and then give me the data length. No, it will always come with a scenario that I don't want the particular character to be more than 10 characters in this text box. So that means that writes that if the data length is more than 10, do not allow this. You understand? Give error and so on and so forth. So that's how to use it. You get it? There must be a scenario for it and so on and so forth. But at least you know you can solve a particular problem with data length. Okay?
Right.
Difference. So what's the purpose of to compare values as well? Is difference. So I have not used this before, honestly, this year, but it's irrelevant. I've not seen people use it, but if they run it, it's fine. It's part of SQL skills. So the difference is that they're trying to find difference, but it's still like you are finding the characters 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then say find the difference is 2. So what is it trying to say? So let's look at definition. I've not used it before, but I don't know what it's saying. Difference should be sorry, me. Compares two sound des values. Oh, the two sounded values. UU is here. That's 1. See, is it things that are different? Choose and return an integer. So what are things that are values here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. So I don't understand what it means here. Expressions will appear. 2 expressions to be compared can be constant, variable, column. There's something they are comparing here, which I don't understand them. I've not used this before. So, okay, wait. J stands for, honestly, I've not used it before. I'll leave it for now. I've never. So I don't know what it's doing there. We have used format. I've shown us format today. But in this case, we want to do this example for more clarification for us. This is format, okay? Now, format this and this. Now, they are teaching you how to use variable, okay? They say declare this D as date time. This is your date. Now, anywhere you go, you'll be looking for this D now. D, you are saying this is your alias now, but the date time is equal to what? This, okay? Date time is a variable, but they now say anywhere you are going to be referring to this date time is going to be what? At D. So if I say select format at D, I'm still referring to this, okay? D. Then I now say NUX. Now look at what it's trying to say. Remember we talk about cast and convert. You can look at that table and say convert it to English version of this 12 of British version. Convert it to what? The date format. You understand? Of what? Of the English version. All right. Me, I won't do that. This is another type of doing things, but I won't do all these things that they're trying to do. If you want to do, you can go to their table and practice it, but it's easy. It's just like looking at the table and putting it there. So I don't see where it's going to be complex for you is when instead to use date difference, date add, UTC difference. You understand? When you're trying to calculate things. So I don't find it much difficult. So it has already Norwegian results, US results, and Zulu results. You see. So always use format. As I said, I recommended it a lot. So you get it. It's very powerful. That's it. Very powerful. I've used it with different things when I was connecting ODBC with different databases. So I use format. It makes my life easy. You see, because we are using ODBC, which have I taught people ODBC? I've not taught you ODBC, but you might not need it. But if you want to be an SQL developer, you must learn how to use ODBC. Okay. Have you used ODBC before, Mr. Chooks?
No.
Okay. So ODBC is easy. It's a way of saying because sometimes there are some applications that come with a 2-bit connection. There are some that come with 64-bit connection. So what happens is that you have a Microsoft Access in one server that is really working, and the back end of that server is Microsoft Access. But you can connect through ODBC, or you have a server that is using Postgre or is using Oracle, but you want to query it through. You want to do a report on SSRS. Sometimes you might require an ODBC to connect to that Oracle, or you might require an ODBC to connect to that Postgre, and then that's when ODBC coming. So I'll put it as part of our lesson for the future, ODBC. So let me just put it here so that people can learn ODBC 16 ODBC project, but I'll teach before I do that. All right. Perfect. All right, so I'm talking about ODBC. So now when you now connect through ODBC, then you'll be able to do a lot with ODBC. Is that okay? So for now, we'll just leave it that way now. So format is very powerful. You can use it that way and so on and so forth. So you could see they talk about culture. The other one I just do, you remember the other one I just put date and then the format straight away and it works. But in this case, you can use value, format, culture. The culture means that you can leave it the way it is, okay? All right. This is the date. This is the date you want. And culture. I want to convert it. Remember the other one I just use 2 values inside, but this one is the full value. But you just follow the path. You see this one, select format. This one is the same thing. It's not use format mostly of your dates. You get used to it first before you start using cast convert. You will be confusing yourself first. Okay. It makes your life easy. And if you want to use any culture, NUS, you find it in the table. Okay, let's go back to where it is. The format formula format a value with a specified format and an optional culture in SQL Server 2017. They just include it. Okay. Use the format formula to format date and time values and number for general data type conversions. Now, if you now want to convert, it's different. Okay. But you are not converting here. You already have a date format. Okay. If you want to convert, you can use cast or convert. So convert means from string to date. Okay. From integer to this, you use cast and convert, okay? All right, this is where it is now, okay? So you can, there are some, where you need cast and convert is that you are trying to work on certain tables, but in that tables, the date is there, but it's a string value in that, the data type in that table is a string value. But now you require that when you are trying to write the query, you want it to become a date format. Because you want it to become a date format, you have to use cast and convert. Or you even use format as well. Okay, it depends. It doesn't matter. All right. So it will work. All right. So you just try it and then you get used to it. The more is practice and practice, you understand what I'm trying to say. So there's no big deal about it and so on and so forth. Left. If I just select left, I want to extract the first 3 character SQL. So when I extract this, it's easy. Select left. So I can say this now. In my table here, I can say, okay, let me just do one example with this one. I want to extract the first. I can say select in this Stephen King now. Look at what I'm doing now. I've already said this is what we have done before, isn't it? Now, in this case, I now want to say, I want to look at this. I copied it. You want to practice it now. I want you to now say, in all this first name and everything, I want you to select let me put last name. Wait, my brother. Let's say phone number. Okay. Let me put comma phone number here. Look at what I'm doing, you, my brother. Right? So now if I do this way, sorry, I'm supposed to select this. Now, it gives me the phone number. Now, if I want to select the first 3 lines, so maybe I want to know the different code of each country. I want to know. I can say, okay, select the first 3 of what? Of only this one. So let me just copy. Copy. Look at what I'm doing. It's a table now. I don't need to quote it. It's a table name. I'll just put this one there now. Control X. This one's supposed to be here. What am I doing here? Just to make it more reliable. So left, it means that the phone number, it will extract the first 3. Now, I want to just know. I can say, what can we call it? We can say as what? Country code.
Right.
I'm just giving an example. You want to extract it, and it's going to extract the first 3 lines. You see, 590, 515. Do you see what is happening now? That's the purpose of left. You understand? I remember I'm just giving you a scenario. I was doing something, a project on something. And then but in that case, I'm not using SQL, I'm using programming. But in that case, what was happening is that I was trying to automate an interface where a person will not be using manual, mouse to do something. So, but in that case, when they are doing something, it has to quickly type in something to get something. But what I need to do is I have to write a code to extract the first 7 lines and first 3 lines. So it's part of those things you use as well. So it's in SQL as well. You do something like that. I want you to extract the first 3 lines for me, or I want to get the first 3 lines from that place and join with this place. Sometimes you might extract data from certain places, but you want to scrap away certain things. You don't want to use it. Then you can use some of these text manipulation. It's not only left, you can use right. So I can say right. It means it's going to give me the right line here. So I don't need to. I can say learn. If I say learn is going to only give me, I can remove this and say learn. Give me the length. I'm not sure if learn is available in SQL, but it's one of those programming skills I've done before. Okay, there's learn. Learn is available as well. So it's giving me the total length is 12, 12, 12, 12. You see what I'm trying to say? So that's it. So length means the total number of length of the phone number. So that means that I can now say, but now, because we are not into complex coding, I can say select this, and I say, I can select this. I can say exist. I can put exist, something like that, and say exist more than 12, exist less than 12. No, we should use right. Let me use. I'm thinking what we can do, but let's not do that. We'll do that in Scopuri. But I'm giving you a scenario where you're going to say exist this, and then you are now trying to say, if you don't fulfill this condition, don't bring it out. If you fulfill this condition, do it for me. You see, that's where we're going to learn in subquery, exist and cast, and so on and so forth. But we are not there yet, okay? We're going to do that before projects, which I'm taking note of as well as I'm saying it as well. So that's for us now, okay? I hope you understand all these things. Length, and in fact, it's already here. I didn't even see it. Length, right? Then trim. Length is like, I want you to bring it out. But for trim, it's going to trim it away. You see, remove leading space from a string. So for example, it's going to trim things away. Okay, so it's a L trim here as left trim string. So in other words, L trim means trim the left side of things. It's going to trim this space away. It's going to remove space. So if I try it now, it's going to remove this space. That's what they're trying to say to you. That's all, nothing else. Okay, it's moving. But if I say, I'm not sure if there's M trim. It's nothing like that. It's L and R. Okay, I've never seen before. So R is here. It's trimming it. But I don't know why if it's trimming right, which one is right? There's no space. It's not trimming space, but it's trimming still everything. Doesn't make sense what it's saying here, but it's okay for them. Remove leading space from a string. Whether it's L trim or right trim, it's going to remove what? The trim. L trim function remove leading space from a string. Also look at R trim function. So remove train string from string. So it's the same thing, but it removes right. I wonder why it doesn't remove the other one. So it removes space, but it's fine. Don't worry. It's because normally you don't want space in anything. Just use L for left, use R for right. Don't mind what they are doing there, okay? All right. I have never used Sandesk before, so I've never seen it. But if they are using it, maybe you come across, you find it. I've never come across it. I don't know where they get it from. Space. I've used space before, which is okay. You want to put a space in what you are doing, so you can put a space. So, for example, I can say put space between certain things and certain things. Okay, that's the purpose of space. So select space 10. Try it yourself. It's going to give you space 10. So that's it for you. I don't know. I've not used it much, but you can put space in certain things and so on and so forth. So string. String, return a number as a string. So if I say select string 185, it returns a number as a string. So in other words, it's going to still give you 185, but it's going to now become a string. You are converting this integer to string. That's what it's trying to say to you. All right. So if I run it now, it's going to now become a string in the table. Okay. It's no longer going to be test. So we can try it now. Is that okay? Now, I'll tell you now, if you now say you want to use that 185, you want to add it to something, it will not work because now it's string. So we'll try it now. We'll use this string, okay? We'll convert an integer to string, and then we'll see what will happen. Now, okay. Now, let's look for where there is a number here. So, for example, we have job ID, isn't it? So, job ID is, I want something that is integer. Let's use manager ID here under employees table. So now we will say, let's say select manager ID. Let's say select string manager ID. All right. I've said manager ID. Now I've converted to string from what? Employees. It has converted them to what now? To string. If I now said plus 2, if I do it now plus 2, look. It still add it. Why does it add it? Even though it's a string. But assume, but normally it shouldn't calculate. I don't know why it's doing that. Wait. Let's look at this one. 102. I don't think. So it's still adding it. So I don't know why it's there. But normally it's a string. It should be a string in the what? Already it's a string. When you convert to string, it's a string. So normally it should not work for calculations and so on and so forth. But now it's a string anyway. Though you can still cancel as number probably in SQL. I don't know. But you have converted to a string. So in that case now, when you are trying to program more and more into your system, you should not consider it as a string. It's no longer a number. Here it's an integer. But now I've converted it to what? To a string. Okay. But if I leave it, it's still going to be integer originally on the table here. You understand? So, but conversion of string is here. Okay. That's the purpose of that. And then next one. I have not used stuff before. Substring. It's all about extracting things as well, position of something. So you can practice that on your own. It's not really hard, something like that. But it's more of you have a long string. You want to extract one out of, you want to extract position 1. So it's going to give you result S. Extract 3 characters from string position 1. So it's going to extract SQL. If I say 5, it's going to extract SQL space T, because space is a character, as you said. So if I say 5 now here, from first position X, it's going to give me what? SQLT. Space is also character. You understand? So if I said what else? If I say from position 4 and I say 3 character, it's going to start with from this space. It's going to start with space T and so on. It's going to space TUT or something like that. So space TU because it's 3, you see. So that's the purpose of that. So you can come across it just for project a little bit, but not much. And so on. It might be in IP address. So it depends on what company you are working for. And so on. I've not used translate before. I don't know what this all about. Return the string from the first argument after the character specified in the second one as translated into characters. I don't know about this. So let's see what it's for. Translate Monday, Tuesday. So I've never used it before, so I don't know. Trim, already same thing, L trim. It's going to trim everything. It's going to remove, it's a full trim. It's removing right and left. Run. So it's still the same, you understand? He removed the space here, remove the string, space here. L trim, remove the left one. Unicode, I've not used it before. So don't stress yourself. Return, I think they use it, but I've not used it. Say Unicode Atlanta means that it's going to look for Atlanta Unicode. Unicode is something that has to do with phone number or something like that. So let's try it. Atlanta is going to bring number 65. It means Atlanta Unicode is what? 65. But because it is in the system, it's going to bring it automatically. Okay. So I can select Unicode customer name as so integer and so on and so forth. I don't know about all these ones. I think it has to be from a database, not just anyhow, something like that. I don't know. I don't know about that one. So don't worry about this one. Trust me. Hopper, uppercase. So you can convert all these things to uppercase. The same thing with lower, upper. The English is explanatory, isn't it? Lower, upper. That's all. So you can come across anytime I'm giving the result, let everything be in lowercase, and I will return everything in lowercase. So you can go to your database here and select the first name and last name to be what. So let me go back. Control Z, 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 Control Z. So I can say concat for the and last name. I can write upper. Convert everything you have already done here. Convert it to what? Uppercase. And it's going to work. I've done something wrong. Upper. Didn't do anything wrong. Oh, sorry. From what? From employees. Okay. And I can say lower as well. It's the same thing. See, I can go back and say convert to lower, and I say, in fact, remove trim. I can say left trim. It doesn't matter. It's still not going to. If I say trim, it's going to remove the space now. The space I've created. If I say trim now, I can say concat this. I can say trim. I can say trim it after everything. It's going to now remove the space. I'm just giving you different scenario you can do. Just, it's rough, but just to give you what you can do with the power of, you understand what you're doing. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Trim, am I doing the right thing? No. No, it shouldn't be here. Trim should be somewhere. Sorry. Are we not using trim now? Trim. Yeah, it should be here, lower. Oh, sorry. I don't know why it doesn't recognize trim here. Trim should be. So I'm trimming this. I'm trimming this. Let me see what's going to happen. So it doesn't recognize trim. I don't know why. But let's leave it that way for now. But you won't do something rough like this. Let me just say it categorically. You understand? You will do something rough like this. But this is the one that is more realistic. You understand? That's converted to lower, uppercase, and so on and so forth. So now this is math function. I have nothing to do with this. You know why? Because we are not going to be doing math. If you want to do math, assign. Just put assign. Put your number. I want to find the assign of something. You won't, unless you want to quickly do calculations, you are working in financial sector or banking sector or physics sector, you'll be making use of this, but it's just about formulas. What's our cause? What's our tan? Average. Count is the one we're going to use in project, which I've shown you how to use. Is an aggregate value. And when you use count, you must use what? You must use group by. Oh, you remember, we're done. See, you count. But when you're counting, it's always good to use group by. But in this case, just to count something, okay? But when you are using group by, sorry, I think when you're using group by, you use count, an aggregate function or average. But you can still use count on its own without group by. But mainly, If you want to show an explicit something, in terms of database, you have to use group by and so on and so forth. So count simply means count the number of something occur. So in this case, I want to count the number of people that have bought this product, 77. Okay.
Right.
All right. Right. Sort. I'm not sure if there's sort here. Square root square, sum, you already know sum. So that order is sort here. So they don't use sort in SQL, you use order. Order by descending or ascending, which is okay. So date parts is what we're going to learn now. Get UTC dates. So let's do this. I think we don't need this. Is date. You can start. Let's start with is date. Simply means you can query. You want to know if it's a valid date before you continue with your project. So is date function checks an expression and returns one if it is valid state. So that's why I say you have to learn subquery. You cannot just use this and say is date. Probably you are writing a query and say that before I continue, is this column a date? Does this feed on this column? Is it a date value? So you say is date. You can say exist is date. So I can say exist is date. And if you say is date, it's going to return one. So what I can do is that I can try that for us, okay? Just to see the practice of it for us. So I hope it works for me with exist. Exist. So let's first say is date here. Is date with what? Higher date. So let's try select is date higher date. Okay. Select is date. Because they have date there, which I like most. Higher date. From employees. Is date, higher date. Select is date. So you can't do that. You have to use it for something. That's why I say argument data type date is invalid for argument one of is date function. So let me see the example but normally you shouldn't use that way anyway. But where's my stuff? Select is date because they put this one, so it will return one. But this one from it's going to return one, which is fine because it's a date value. So if I put a string there, say h, it should return one. Hey, 0. So when we do subquery, that's when it's going to make meaning to us because I'm trying to write something. Is it date? So in this case, I'm going to be querying exist. So it's better to show you exist here to see how exist is work so that we can use it together. Exist. Oh my goodness, they should have exist here. Oh my goodness, exist. Please, we have to look for exist. Exist. Perfect. So select this from this where exists. So you can say where exists. I don't want to use exist like that. Where exists. No, they are using subquery here. We don't want to use where exist. That's the problem. I want to use exist. So we'll leave it for now. So we'll use case and exist together. So case simply means that when you say case, when condition 1 is true, then this. You see? Case, when condition 2 is this, means this. So I'm coming. Let's see if we can use it. So let's use this one. Let's use this sample to help us, okay? So that it will build us up for our project, okay?
Yes.
So I'll think what we can do now. So let's look at one of our example. So case when is date. So we can say is date because we want to practice it. Higher date. I hope it works. Is date, then it is a date. Let me just put another one there, last name. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Has. Let us see what is happening. It means that it could not understand anything that is going on. Don't worry about this one. Okay. And that's quantity test. So I'll just say select higher date, select last name from, just to, you understand, higher date and what last name from what, from employees.
Employees.
Okay, let's run it. Near then, what's happening? Oh, sorry. It's a date. It's date, last name. What's happening? Case, employees, enders. There's nothing wrong with what we're written. Case is date. Then is a date. Add it as what is happening. Let me solve this. Expression of non-Boolean type of social inequality where a condition is expressed near then. Case when higher dates. When is dates, I think it's not correct, honestly, to be sincere. Cast, because normally you should use exist. So let's use case naturally for now. So I'll just say case if, case when I'll say when higher date is greater than, can say is greater than get dates. Sorry. It is a date. I'm just using that. It's a date. It's a date. It's a date big or something like that. I'm just trying. So let's try this one. If I say his last name, I can say when last name, when last name is, I can say when last name len, last name is greater than, so the length of the last name is greater than, you understand, it's greater than 7. So what is greater than this one? Yeah, then call is greater. Can say last name greater. Just want to see how we can form a lot of stuff here. Here's what's happening. Oh, what am I doing? So let's see what's going to happen. And so invalid column name is the date big. What's invalid column name? When higher dates. Yeah, I'm right. It's greater than get date, then. So I don't know what it's saying. Okay, let me remove this one first. Let me remove only this and see why it's saying that. Control X probably is case when, I don't know. We have to practice it very well. When case higher dates, last name started adding. Case is case. From when last name is greater than 7, then this one has what is happening. Then, oh, maybe it's single quote I should use. Am I not doing quotes here? Jesus, God. Oh, sorry. I supposed to use single quotes. I was using large quotes, double quotes. That's fine. So what is happening? Did you see what happened now? When last name is greater than 7, then last name is what? Is greater. So don't worry, I can say as result. Yeah. So the purpose, I will still put the other one there now. So let me put this one, second one there then. So I'll use a quotes. I'll say as results to, okay, dates. So I'm talking about dates. So I hope it works because it's even giving underline now. So it should be fine now. It works. Think as when this one as I'm supposed to bracket them, but leave it that way for now. Don't stress my life. Just leave it. Don't want to complex my life. Okay, let's run it now. Now, this is the first name. This is the edit. It's saying null, but last name greater. Let's see if the last name is greater. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it means greater. But if it's not greater, it's null. Do you know why?
Why?
Because we have not put a condition that if it's not greater, leave it the way it is. Do you get what I'm saying? So I can say else. You understand? I can say else. Put last name. I can say else. I'm just. Okay.
Else.
So if I remove this now and I do this one now, and I run it this way. So where is going to put the name there because it's not greater. It's going to put the last name greater because I say when the length of this last name is greater than 7, let it be what? Let it write last name greater. But if not, let the last name be written, just the last name. So you don't need to say last name greater, or I say null. You understand? Anything you want to say there. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Now I want to see why this one is not working. Hold on. I'll remove this one because there are different kind of scenarios. So I'll work out because this one I want us to see. If I is greater than, it's supposed to say something. It doesn't say anything. Okay, it says something. What happened here is the get date might be. Let me use less than and greater than. Let's see. See, is the date big? Because this one are big. This one is bigger. You see. So it depends on how you want to use it, but you can compare with case. But after case, you can use else, or you don't need to use else. Else means that it's not going to. It's more of if, exist, and so on. But it's just a simple introduction to case and exist today. But I've not used exist at all. But it's more of if something exists, do it. Case when this and so on and so forth. So that's it for that. Finish. Oh Jesus, what's the one that I want to do next? Date parts. I'm looking for date parts now. I've forgotten where I put it. Okay, see here. Date part. That will be the last one we do now. I want us to sleep so that I'll prepare for tomorrow. I'm conscious of tomorrow. Okay, date parts. Yeah. What is date part? Date part simply means that I want to cut part of something. I want to cut only year here. It's going to bring out this. Return is very part of the date. It's going to return the year. So if I have this, so run, it's going to return 2017. So if I put even more here, I put what I'm doing. If I put probably 23, 12 here, and I put hour here. What's going to happen? It's going to give me the hour, okay? So if I now go to my table, I want to execute it. You are not going to just say it like that. What you will do here is that you can say, I can show you what we can do so that life will be easy for us. You can say this one. I can say, do we have taking dates? Okay, we have higher date. I can say select date part hour. I can, this is where we can do it. We can say date difference between the date part. This one of the project I did then, like, it's too complex where you are going to say date difference of the date part. So you find the first one, you find the date part of the first date. So suppose the first date is currently now. You want to be finding, so I can say get date now. Look at what I'm doing. Now your get date means that it has get date. Yeah, get dates. You can say get dates. Now I want to find the hour difference between the get date now. Okay, the date difference between the get date now. You see? Now the date difference, what I'm trying to do is here is that I want to find I can say, give me a minute here. I can write minutes, comma. So I say I want to find the date different minutes between the minutes in minutes, the date difference in minutes between the get date of the current of what is happening now. Probably you are automating things, that what is happening currently. I want you to get it, time difference between what is happening now and the higher date, probably this higher date here. Okay, I can say comma the higher date. Okay, I can now say the higher date. I'm not sure what date is there in the higher date. Probably it doesn't have time. That's the problem. I want something that has time. So what I can do is that, which one does it have time? Because suppose we have time there. Hold on, let me quickly. If you want to do something on SQL, you can quickly say select what. If you want to know, you can say this thing. To know if it is in good format, you can use that to calculate quickly. What is there? Can you see the date? Yeah, it doesn't have time. Okay, we can't use it. But let's use calculate year. Okay? Or month. Let's use month, okay? Can we use month? And then we have to use year. Okay? Let's use year to calculate the difference, okay? Date part. So I will extract the year here. Okay? Remember that here is 987, okay? From some of them 97. Okay, I want to calculate the month difference, okay? Or even the year difference. It's even better, much more reliable here. Okay, I want to calculate the year difference between what is happening right now. This is 2019, April, okay? And the higher date here, okay? So I can put higher dates. No, I will put date part, the same thing here, because I want to extract only here, only here, there, okay? Comma here, and put higher date there. And put higher date here, okay? Okay. Now what I would do, let me remove this, let me put comma here. So let me look if everything's fine. This one is already done. I'll put comma here, here. This one is the date part here. I've collected the date part here, which is good for us. Why am I putting something here? Supposed not to be here, sorry. This one there. Why am I putting something here? Date part here. Okay, here. Perfect here. Okay, date part of here, higher date is here. I've closed this one here. Date part is here. So, okay, sorry. Supposed to from employees here. I want to see I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm supposed to put a photography here. It's fine now because I couldn't close it here. It hasn't finished. So execute. Now look at what's happening. So we want to give 0000000. So I have to know why. Year. The date difference in year between this one. So we have to look at, there's something that is a problem. The higher date and the get date here. But in our case, we see 1987. So the date part there is higher date, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The date part A is date difference. So I want to see what's happening. Year and get dates, which is okay. We find the year part. Oh, I know what's happening. Small letter. I think so. I'm just guessing. I'm not sure. It should be small letter to me. It shouldn't be 000. So I want to see why. And probably the higher date should be the one that is first. I'm not sure. Let me see. And then comma here. Remove that one. Comma here. Should be fine now. Just saying. Shouldn't do that. But so the difference is here. Trying to see why. What is the difference? The interval here, I'm right. Starting date time, yes, any date time. Yeah, we are right. So I don't know why it's doing that. So let me put ordinary date here. Let me put ordinary year here, okay? I'll put 2019 here. Why is doing that? Probably something's wrong somewhere. Okay, just put this one here. Okay. It's even saying 114 year between year 2019. So I'm doing something wrong. I don't think we need to put quotes here. Never. You can't put quotes in another day. Never. It won't even work. So this one will be something we have to look at now. So because the date part is what we are looking at. So I want to find the date part of this. Is working. It's 1987, which is correct, isn't it? Now, and I say select comma. Let's do it together. Get date now. Okay. We'll do the same thing. Date part of get date now. So I'll now see why it's not doing that. So that's how you solve problems. We'll do it. It's part of your process of getting it right. We'll put get date here. Okay. Let's see what's going to happen. Move this comma. It's put 2019. We now want to find the date difference. The date difference. Now I say I want to find date difference in year. I put my year here. These are the conditions I want to do, and that's it. So why is it very difficult? What is happening to it? So the date difference is that I want to know why. So now this is where we're going to go. Let's go back to our table and see where I'm getting it wrong, because already we have already solved it. So let's look at date difference. We put here. We have already put it here. Comma. Do we not put comma there? We put comma. Okay. Something like this, when it happens, what I normally do is that if it's here this way, I say date by this year, what I would do normally is that I think you can code them this way. You think you have to do probably this way. Okay, I'm just trying to see why it's doing that. Code them this way. And then code them this way. Probably because the comma might be still the same thing. So why is it not finding date difference? I don't know. Strange to me. But we have to know why. So I'm thinking what should be happening. Want to solve the problem. So we've known that this two is working. Now we now put the date difference here. So find the year, which we look here. So you two discover here, this is the interval. We put the year comma here. This is the date part we have done. This is the other date part we have done. And we have closed it. So what is the problem? Returns date value between 2 years. So another thing, when I go through something like this, is that I try to say, okay, when I run these two, look, let's look at the difference now, my brother. Look, let's run these two. Date by year, comma, date by year. Now, let's look at why it's giving the problem. This one is coming to 1997, 2019. Is 1987 a date part? Let's look at is a date. Now, Why is it giving me 0? Is it I need to format them? These are the things you look at. Because I don't know why it shouldn't. The other one, it has worked with date difference. So why is it not? So this will be part of what we're going to do next because of time and so on and so forth. Probably we'll make research on this. Take note of this. I'll copy it, paste it, and then I'll put it in my test notes here so that we can do it together. Because of tomorrow, we want to finish now. So why it doesn't work, I don't know. But let me do it again. Date difference. Dates. Sometimes we are tired, but I don't think I did anything wrong. Yeah, here, comma. Find the date difference here, comma. This is the first one, second one, and then the last one. As dates from employees, and it gives 0000987 to this place. Nah, it can be never. So that means something is I should have done is what should I do? So already year here. So if I say month, let me see if it's going to calculate months. It gives 1 for months, which is not true. So let me type capital months. So same thing. So we're going to look at that next and see what's happening. So for now, we know we have covered a lot today. But I'll leave that and then we'll look at the problem ourselves next. Is that okay?
Okay.
I hope you enjoyed today's lesson.
Yeah.
And so on and so forth. There's a lot to cover, the views and so on. It's one of those things that you like as well, and so on and so forth. Is there any other questions?
No, not at the moment.
All right. Thank you so much and so on. Make sure you start watching Tableau so that we can do it together later on.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks so much.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Michael.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Bye.
Good night.
Night.